Welcome to Java Programming for Beginners.com, and today I want to talk about 5 interesting and common traits that all Java, Android, any programmer has for the most part. These might be kind of not really controversial, but you might not agree with them. But I think just from my past 2 years of on and off coding experience, this is just what I've noticed that most coders have. Most coders share these attributes I'm about to give to you. So the first one is patience. Patience is something that's really crucial if you want to learn how to code. In the beginning, I'm telling you, it's very difficult, and it gives people the wrong perception. It makes them think that coding overall is very hard, which you can say it is. I'll admittedly say you can say it is. But in the beginning, it's very, very difficult because you're gearing yourself to a new way of thinking you've never done before. You're typing meaningless characters. You speak in whatever native language you speak. I primarily speak English, but it's just weird. Like when you're coding, when I first started coding, it's like, what does this mean? Like you're typing for computers to read and you're speaking to computers. It's weird. And that's why it's kind of difficult in the beginning, because you're learning a code language. You're literally learning a new language. But the thing is, if you stick with it, about a month or 2 months in, something weird happens. It clicks. Just like when you're learning a new language, if you remember learning your first language or second language, I speak a second language, you have a point where it doesn't make sense, but then it clicks, and then you suddenly can be fluent in it, and you can conversate in it and use it. That's the same thing with code. The first week or month might be really difficult, but as you go along, you are going to eventually have a moment where it clicks, and you just understand the framework of the language. It's hard to explain until you actually do it. If you actually want to code, I recommend checking out Team TreeHouse. There's a link to it on my site. You can read my review on them. But anyway, patience is key to get past that first month or 2 months of learning, so that you can get past that point where you actually feel the fluency of the language and you actually enjoy what you're doing. Because the first month's kind of hellish because you don't know what the hell is going on. But if you get past that, then you really start to enjoy it. So number 2 is courage. Courage to learn new things, courage to try new things. The reason I got into coding is because I had a passion for an idea that I wanted to make. I wanted control over it. I wanted to have the abilities to create it. And I had never learned anything like coding. I'd never done something like this, but I had the courage to try it. So a key thing that a lot of coders have is courage. Courage to try new things, courage to make a program take literally a week or 2 to make it, and then it just explodes in their face because they made a huge error on day 3 or something. It's just the courage to try new things. So if you're reluctant to learn how to code, you just need to have that courage to learn something new, expand your mind, learn new skills. That's just something you have to have. And it's just something that comes along with the process of learning. Number 3 of what all coders share is a love of challenge. They love challenges. They love it when a program doesn't work and they have to find out what happened. It's not really, okay, they don't love it, but it's a love-hate relationship. Like you hate it when something doesn't work, but you enjoy the challenge of finding out what didn't work, solving the problem, and making something that actually helps people, making something that people are like, oh, this is cool. And that's probably why you want to learn how to code. Maybe you have your own project you want to make. Maybe you just want to impact people, help people's lives by making software that helps them. So a real key thing is just a love for challenge, and it's just something you get over time. Number 4 is a passion for logic. This doesn't come naturally to everyone. I'm pretty well geared for this, and coding just magnified that for me. But a passion for logical thinking. If you're a systematic thinker, if you're very logical and you break situations down, this actually can be a branching to neurotic thinking. I'm like a neurotic thinker, so I'm really good at logical thinking. But anyway, passion for logic makes it very easy to code, and a lot of coders have this in common. Ability to break situations down and understand all of the parts, and it transfers well to learning how to code. And then number 5, creativity. This isn't really creativity in you would think art, like I suck at art. I personally suck at art, but creativity in the sense that you love creating things, you love seeing new things being made, you love changing things, taking other people's code, modifying it, making your own creations. Just creativity in the sense that you want to make new things. You want to make new solutions to problems, stuff like that. That's what a lot of coders have. They have that passion for creating new things, solving new problems. And that's something you actually might find. Maybe once you get past that hellish first month or second month of learning how to code, and you get into the point where you actually start understanding the language you're learning, then your creativity really shows because you have the skills to create what you were wanting to create. You have the skills to actually express yourself, because in the first month or 2 months, you're going to be able to make a text pop up on the screen. Like, it's completely useless, but they're the basics you have to learn to do the creative things. And the reason a lot of people think coding is hard is because they go through those first month or 3 months, and then they just stop. They don't get past those hellish first months, and they don't break through to the creativity phase where you actually get that paintbrush and you have the ability to paint that canvas with your abilities to code. So anyway, these were just the traits of common coders I wanted to share with you guys. If you like this button, hit the like button. If you want more videos like this, hit subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Also, if you have never coded before, if you want to learn how to code, if you want to learn a new language, I know Java. If you know Java and you want to learn C++, you want to learn HTML, whatever, you can check out my website. I'll link it right here. Link is in the description as well if you're watching on mobile. If you're watching on my website, click to your right, the orange button, and it'll take you to Team TreeHouse's website. Sign up for Team TreeHouse. Team TreeHouse is great. You get 7 days free, and if you're a student, you get 50% off after those 7 days are after those 7 days are over. That's what I personally did. I got 50% off. I just sent them my student ID, and they approved me for 50% off for the lifetime of my membership with TreeHouse. But yeah, if you really want to try coding, I think TreeHouse is my favorite solution. I give a review of them on my website below. But you can check that out. I don't want to bore you to death about that. But anyway, thank you so much for watching.